Guys, a very good morning and a warm welcome to your channel. We are going to discuss some objective current affairs questions. As I already told you, these questions are equally important for pre and mains. I will not say that these are the only questions which should be asked in the exam, but there are many aspects which you can derive from the questions which will ultimately help you for your exam. So let's begin. Uh, Before proceed, I want to say that if you find any difficulty in hearing or reading the questions in the screen, then go to the comment box and description box. You can copy the questions from them. So let's see question number 1. Choose the correct information regarding drone regulation in India. Drone regulation is recently in news for various causes. I will not tell them uh, here. I'll make a separate video. But this is a very good chance of asking in pre and mains exam in one or another form. So drone regulation is a topic you have to give importance equally for pre and mains. So option A, both private individuals and foreigners are allowed to fly drones in India. Option B, drone operator needs to be registered under digital fly platform to get a unique identification number issued by Director General of Civil Aviation Authority. Option A, foreigners are currently not allowed to fly drones in India. It is only private individuals. So option A is wrong. Option B, a drone operator needs to be registered under digital fly platform to get a UID number issued by Director General of Civil Aviation Authority. This is correct. Only option B correct. Question number 2. Which of the following law currently deals with anti-terrorism in India? Here you must have to emphasize the word currently. Right. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967, National Investigation Agency Act. So these two are the existing law which deals with anti-terrorism. Rest, TADA and POTA have been repealed. So option A and B. Question number 3. As per a recent report revealed by United Nations Environment Programme, which of the following has faced severe exploitation after water but least regulated unlike water at current scenario? Recently, United Nations Environment Programme has revealed a report, and this report says that after water, the most exploited natural resources of the world but least preserved natural resources of the world are sand and gravel. This is equally important because it gives some important notions for your mains exam regarding the conservation of sand, gravel, because illegal sand mining is continuing in India at present scenario. So what are the impacts of illegal mining of sand as well as gravel on ecosystem? What kind of threat it has carried, it will be carried in near future to India's ecology? Question number 4. Which of the following portfolio is not constituent of Cabinet Committee on Security? This is recently we have found in news regarding the terrorist attack that we are reading in the newspapers that Cabinet Committee on Security has decided this, decided that. So we should take a view what is Cabinet Committee on Security. So Defense Minister, External Affairs Minister, Finance Minister and Home Minister all are the members of the Cabinet Committee on Security headed by Prime Minister. Question number 5. Choose the correct statement regarding generalized system of preferences. It is also in news regarding the regarding the trade war between USA and India. What is generalized system of preference? Under generalized system of preferences, actually what happens, some developed countries like USA, Japan has given some concession on imports from the developing or least developing countries. Either the developed countries put zero tariff or less tariff on the commercial products which have been imported from the developing countries or least developed countries. Means it is a kind of it is a kind of concession given to the commercial products of developing countries and less developing countries which have entered the developed countries. Means throughout this provision, developed countries actually give a opportunity to the developing or least developed countries to grow their export or to grow their local commerce, trade and commerce. So option A, it is a duty-free export provided by developed countries to developing or least developed countries. Correct. It was developed under the aegis of UNCTAD. This is also correct. UNCTAD, United Nations Convention on Trade and Development. Question number 6. As per the provision of Representative of People Act 1951, who cannot cast vote in India? It is equally important. An accused person, a convicted person, a convicted person but out on bail, a person with imprisonment of 2 years. Section 8 of the Representative of People Act 1951 says that a convicted person and a convicted person out on bail both cannot cast vote. An accused person can cast vote because his guilty is still not proved. And regarding option D, a person with imprisonment of 2 years, it is a Supreme Court judgment that a person with imprisonment of 2 years cannot cast vote, and his membership of the parliament, in case he is a member of parliament, that will be immediately repealed. His membership will be immediately repealed in case a person has been convicted for 2 years imprisonment by court. So as a whole, a person who cannot cast vote, a person who is convicted by court, a person who is imprisoned by court for 5 years, a person who is convicted but out on bail for 2 years cannot cast vote. Question number 7. Choose the correct statement regarding Blue Origin. It is a space company by the owner of Amazon. Correct. It schedules to send lunar lander to the north pole of the moon to exploit water. Second option is wrong because it is not north pole, it is south pole of the moon. Question number 8. Choose the correct match. P5+1 agreement, Iran. Yes, it is Iran is related with this agreement because it is a nuclear civil nuclear agreement. One side Iran and another side 5 members of the United Nations Security Council as well as Germany, throughout which Iran has committed to reduce nuclear enrichment program. Option B, 1+1 agreement, India and USA. It is civil nuclear deal between India and USA. Option C, 2+2 dialogue, intelligence sharing dialogue between India and Russia. No, it is India and USA. Throughout this dialogue, USA has given some very sophisticated technology to India regarding intelligence sharing. Question number 9. Consider the correct statement regarding Udupi Shari. Option A, it is a traditionally weaving shari tagged with geographical indication. Correct. It is weaved using natural dye. Correct. Question number 10. Consider the correct statement regarding recently owned Chinook by the Indian Air Force. Option A, it will help high altitude lifting regarding artillery and transport. Correct. It will help to attack enemy from high altitude. It is wrong because this Chinook helicopter is mainly for lifting purposes. Question number 11. Consider the correct statement regarding Golan Heights. Option A, situated in Syria, it is controlled by Israel. Of course, correct. Israel has snatched this from Syria way back 1960s. Option B, it provides strategic importance to both the countries because of its topography. This is also correct because the Golan Heights is situated in such a position that Israel can view the whole Syria, that Israel can keep eye on the whole Syria throughout intelligence point, right here through an observation point. Besides this, the only source of water, Jordan River, is also beside this. That is why for both countries, this place, Golan Heights, actually is equally importance, because it gives a kind of strategic position regarding intelligence view, regarding observation point for both the countries. Question number 12. Choose the correct statement regarding India's effort for TB control. Option A, National TB program was launched in India in 1962. Correct. Option B, the expanded program on immunization was launched in 1978 with BCG vaccine for TB control. Correct. Option C, the revised National TB control program was launched in 1993 with more innovative way for TB control. Correct. Option D, recently Tamil Nadu government has decided to initiate TB control program in public-private partnership mode with the participation of Rotary movement. All the options are correct. And why I have put the questions here in the form of fact, because if you find any question regarding the TB control, then you can put this information in your answer regarding India's effort, that what program India has initiated. Whenever we write answer, we have to always begin it right from the history, that what was the history of India. It will bring marks and it will give the familiarity of your knowledge and a command over the topic. That's why I have given the facts here. You can remember them and write in answers in means as well as. And regarding option D is very important because it says about a public-private partnership mode regarding TB control. Right, this line is very important for means. Question number 13. Choose the correct information regarding BCG vaccine. Option A. It is aimed at to prevent pulmonary TB. It is wrong. Pulmonary TB cannot be prevented by BCG. It is only applicable to babies. This is correct. This BCG vaccine, the generally is not effective on adults. Question number 14. Which of the following is not an associated amended act while introducing electoral bond scheme? All these act has to be amended to introduce electoral bond scheme. Question number 15. Article 27(3)(b) of TRIPS agreement recently comes into news. Choose the correct statement regarding this. Option A. It gives sui generis power to the countries to adopt legislation regarding intellectual property rights of plants. This is correct. This article gives actually a leeway to the countries regarding intellectual property rights of plants, because each country has various geographical status, various agricultural status, because that's why a uniform international intellectual property law will not be very effective to the plants. That is why under this article a sui generis power is given so that countries can flexibly take their law, intellectual property law regarding plants. Option B. The Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Act 2001 in India is legislated on this line. Correct. Question number 16. Choose the correct statement regarding the rights of farmers under Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers Right Act 2001. This question is actually at the recent context of the ongoing battle between PepsiCo and Gujarat farmers. Option A. Under this, farmers cannot produce seeds protected under Breeders' Right Act. It is wrong because farmers have the right to produce seeds under Protected Breeders' Right Act. But farmers cannot sell the seeds under Breeders' Right Act in a branded packages. Except branded packages, no exception is no restriction is imposed on the farmers. Option B. Seeds covered under Seeds Act 1966 are not covered under this act. It is wrong because these are also covered under this act. Option C. Farmers can file compensation in case breeding companies manipulate them with wrong information. This is correct. If any breeding company, if any companies try to sell seeds to the farmers by manipulating them, giving wrong information about the performance of the seeds, then farmers can file compensation against them. Option D. The act does not permit farmers to sell protected seeds under Breeders' Right Act in branded packages. This is correct. This act gives permits for the farmers to sell, produce, sow and resow, but this act has not given permission to the farmers to sell the seeds protected under Breeders' Right Act in a branded packages. If you want to know regarding this topic, then go to my Hindu article analysis there of 9th May. There you will find the whole details.